Pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on E, but all drinks on D. Fresh kick, fresh white tall tee, fresh unifield, hair free, booze with the grease. Pussy niggas wanna hit me with the heat, real, recognize real niggas gon' speed.
Smitty did it, nigga.
You can't tell like it's can't see a book. You can see it, just enough. You can't see it.
Y'all know what it is, man. We in the building once again, man. We back for season 2. Moody was here, man. I'm used to Vic give me some intro music. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I already got a little nervous tonight. I feel like I've been out the game too long already. But needless to say, man, I'm happy to be back in the building, man. We got a packed house. You might not can see them, but trust me, they all eyes on me. They kind of looking real judgmental. Keep your expectations low. Look at Z. There you go. Thank you, Z. But we do have a super panel up here tonight, man. This is my first time having a panel up here and more than 3 people to talk to. So, I'm going to kind of see how I do. This is going to be a challenge for myself as well. If I haven't said it already, I am the maestro, the MC, the one and only, the GOAT, also known as Walter D, named by my mama, also known around Jonesboro and the rest of this world as Moody, man. And it's another Moody Was Here episode here, man. We getting ready to celebrate Black History Month, man. It is our month. It is February. You know what I'm saying? This is our favorite month of the year, and we still not sure why they gave us the shortest month, but at the end of the day, we just going to have to start protesting, petitioning, and doing something else. I don't know what the case may be, but we're going to keep it going. Now, to my right, I do have a super panel, and then I'm going to get going. I'm going to introduce, man. We do, as per usual, have DJ King Vic in the building, A-State's #1 DJ, per usual, man. Y'all can always catch him at your local events with Ace Entertainment, so make sure that you do catch DJ King Vic for all your entertainment needs. He has the adult prom coming up. I may or may not have me a prom date already lined up, man, so I'm winking at you in the front row. But if you don't have y'all prom dates, man, make sure y'all get them prom dates in time, man. We're going to make sure we put up there, have that on there. So make sure I want to see everybody at the adult prom. Make sure you come in your finest and your best. And at the end of the night, don't get your hopes up if I'm going to be prom king, because it won't be the first time. Not to brag. I was prom king in high school. Ain't that right, mama? Yes. There you go. Validation. But without further ado, man, we're going to get this thing started, man. We do have a super panel in the buildings, but before we get started, DJ King Vic, I do need my intro music. I'm going to get these vocals. Oh, yeah. Laganza went crazy the last time this came down, so. So here we go, once again. Once again in the building, it's another Moody Was Here! Hey. That's what I'm talking about right there. And to my right, I hope I don't mess up these names because I've been practicing for the last 5 minutes, but I'm going to let go and let God. And speaking of letting go and let God, to my right, we have none other than Matthew Lloyd. And And on the end, we have another one in the building, man. The first time here on Moody was here as well, man. The one in the red hat, looking like he's ready to get down and speak some knowledge into us. We got no other than Jamal Carter! And the man in the middle. Y'all already know who this is, man. It's his second time on here. The most anticipated, the most asked about, the part 2 that we've been waiting for. Y'all know what it is, man. The KLEK King. Y'all know what it is. It's none other than Legacy King. Whew, that was a hard part. I'm not even gonna lie. I was nervous about them names. I made it through.
I think my mic a little low. Like, I got hyped. I wanted to run, and I can't run.
You should have took on off, man. It would be all good. Man, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. Doing good about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great, per usual. I'm going to start the show like I always start the show, like I started the other 7. I started this one this time. You know, y'all take your time, decide who want to answer first, kind of get that little rhythm. But the first thing that I need to know, especially with my black man, we got up here my 3 black men. They like the 3 wise men I'm looking at. I got to ask, are you happy today?
Yes.
Solid yes. Stern yes. What about you, Legacy?
I'm definitely happy. Today I started my brand new antidepressant. I feel good.
Hey.
I feel calm. So take your medicine. One thing I just wanted to say is that mental health therapy has evolved so much. There's so many new techniques and things from in the past. So I just recently started it. Going back to therapy first time in 12 years because of new insurance and things have changed so much. By the way, if you need a therapist, Secure Foundation Counseling.
Hey.
Get on a Secure Foundation. Ribbon cutting is tomorrow, so got to plug my guy Mitch. Matthew Lord. One other plug, because you forgot to mention DJ King Vic. Now, y'all was talking before we went live how King Vic, this man saying that he's going to send the insurance company to have the King Vic, going to make him have a wreck on the road. But Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock, DJ King Vic in the mix on KLK 102.5. Let's go.
Hey! And Jamal, you got to follow that somehow.
I do got to follow it. Unfortunately, I'm not as happy as these guys.
Oh, man.
I'm not. These last few days has been trying. I will say being the NAACP president is somewhat overwhelming at times. I haven't had time to breathe since I was sworn in, and everyone knows that they have a bill on the floor now that we're trying to get education out to the community about, because unfortunately we've elected these leaders, but there's really nothing we can do besides educate the community until election time come around again. So I got the weight of the world on my shoulders right now.
No, I feel that. But in the thing of the world, like you said, you do have the weight of the world, but that's what we build communities like this so you can have their support. And just me speaking right now, and this not even for no like Instagram, whatever the case may be, whatever I can do, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to wait till the end of the show, man. Whatever I can do to help and support, man, you let me know, because I would love to, like, whatever cause you're pushing, and we can do what we can do, all right?
I appreciate that.
Most definitely. So, like I said, man, we got the guys up here tonight, man. We don't have those type of rhyme or rhythm. We just kind of got with the flow. Leganzi is normally like the general head, generating things and whatnot. So with Leganzi, I want to start with you. Whenever me and you sat down and decided we was going to go with this format, kind of what was your vision and what did you feel like you wanted to see as a byproduct of this?
Well, basically, last year at KLEK had the idea for Black History Month wanting to do a mental health panel focused on black men, because it is so important for us to tell our stories. Just hearing what he said about the weight on his shoulders, I felt that. I'm sure Bishop Lloyd's felt. I think every black man alive at some point has felt that. So just having the space for those conversations was important. Now, when we did last year, we kind of partnered with A-State, and they kind of made us tweak a little bit, and I had to kind of expand. They wanted to include women as well, and obviously not to discriminate against our sisters, but I just really felt that we needed something specifically for us black men because of the challenges that we face. We are expected to be hyper masculine. We're expected to be strong, and if not, then we're looked upon as weak, and we have to carry the weight, as he mentioned, on our world and on our shoulders. And the thing is about being black and being a black man, we cannot escape our blackness. And one thing that people may not be aware of, I may have talked about this on the last episode, but I don't remember, but people that are non-black perceive black men as physically bigger than they actually are. So I'm praying for you, and Bishop Lloyd, thank the Lord that we both are a little slightly on the vertically challenged side. But on a serious note, I mean, but think about it. I mean, like I told you, Shema, about 6'2",
6'2".
So 6'2". So to that Karen out there, you might well be 7 feet.
Oh, word.
You know, so it's important that we stick back at each other. So I want to also echo what Walter said. You know, basically, you know, anything that I can do, and for those out there listening, let's lift this brother up. Let's support him. Now, I understand some may be like me. They may not can give rah-rah speech and be all public, but you know, you can inbox him, you can text him, you can email him, you can privately show that love. I understand. Can everybody do it publicly? But, you know, still just, you know, let your brother know that, hey, you know, I'm thinking about you. You know, I got you. I support you. And that can be just the little spark that brother needs just to go a little further.
Most definitely. That's something that I definitely agree with. Like I said, that support is something that we all need. That was one thing that I said I looked up once before, just kind of looked up the word support. And it basically saying being able to help carry the weight, carry the load. And a lot of times when we think of support, we only think of it in a financial way, but there are so many things that we can do outside of that to actually carry the weight for somebody else. For Shamal, for you, like I said, since you've already been so open and transparent and kept it real with us, I got a question for you, because with support, a lot of times we don't ask for that support. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you are doing, asking support, or do you kind of keep it to yourself? Because a lot of times when the weight gets so heavy, a lot of times we don't even ask for somebody to come grab some of that weight for us.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was raised as a masculine man, as a man's man. You don't show your south side. You don't show when you're losing it. So when it comes to me being a father, when it comes to me being active in the community, when it comes to me being active in my ministry, the whole nine, no, I don't ask for it. I'm not open. You won't see. I broke down probably about a week ago. About 2 weeks ago. I broke down in a sense of I was smiling in front of everybody. And as soon as I got in my truck, I just started bawling. And I was like, God, what's wrong? God, what's wrong? And so I've been in church all my life, and I love my father. My father's a pastor. And it's, you know, just cast your worries and your burdens on the Lord. And at that time, I didn't think he was listening to me. You know, I was just like, if I'm feeling this way, like, why? Every Sunday I'm in here, you know what I'm saying, I'm playing, you know, I'm a minister of music, so I'm in here every Sunday, I'm playing. You know, and I think I posted something on Facebook the other day. You know, 3 years ago, I lost my job. Lost my job. 6 months later, I was divorced. You know, I just felt like my whole world just fell from under me. You know, and I'm not going to say that I was completely innocent in my divorce, but I'm going to say, you know, I was like, okay, God, like, is this really happening to me?
No, I feel like
you know, and so I sat there and I was just like, if I shoot myself, they ain't gonna be able to look at me in the casket. But if I take these pills, I gotta die slow. So then again, it's like, are you afraid to die? You know, and I'm just like, I'm just not gonna die this week. We're just gonna put this off. Okay. You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, boom, you know, something happens positive. And I bury it in the back of my mind, but then I bury it in the back of my mind for so long. When something else bad happens, it's intensified by 10. So it gets harder. Where you think you're putting it behind you, it gets harder because when something else happens, when you lose a loved one, when you have a bad day at work, it just triggers it. And unfortunately, I carry. And so I actually stopped carrying at one point because people would intentionally upset me. And I'm just like, God, what's going to happen next? Am I going, you know, is the police going to pull me over and he's going to talk crazy to me? And, you know, next thing you know, he's going to shoot me. And then, you know, they're going to say I went for my gun or, you know, because I was a 6'3", 350-pound angry black man. Like, you know, I can't go anywhere. Like, I went to a school the other day, and it's not polite, but this little kid was like, Mama, he's big, you know? And, you know, I was kind of like, huh? She was like, no, Mom, he's fat.
Well, kids is ruthless.
Yeah, but they're a product of home. My daughter, my kids, you know, my oldest daughter, she is sweet as pie. But that's because her dad is a gentle giant. Like, I'm not going to allow you to belittle someone else to make you feel good. But people don't teach their kids that at home. So I was having a bad day that day. And when I walked off, I flipped the little kid off.
It is what it is. They need to learn that lesson. It was gonna happen at some point anyway.
Somebody was gonna flip him off. It just had to be me. It's just I'm just scared they're gonna see me on TV one day and be like, "Mama, that's the man that flipped me off."
Hey, right now they watching their Facebook. That's it right there. That frame, I know.
He did. He
No,
did it.
no, man.
Yeah, but it's hard being an African American, and like I said, coming from a southern home. My stepfather worked on a farm, and so it was those whippings. If you felt some type of way, you got a whooping.
Gotcha.
Now we didn't get whoopings, we got beatings. You ain't getting no regular whoopings. We were stitching cords and so on and so forth.
Some of the good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. So,
The good stuff.
So it was, it's supposed to make us tougher. To me, it made me a better football player because when I got hit on the field, I didn't feel it.
I feel like that's a lot of things. Like I said, I play football as well, and there's so many guys that I like in the same that you said that because like they'll use their energy on the football field in order to like just take it out in order to like feel certain things that they haven't been able to like openly express. And a lot of times, like I said, the impact, like I said, that they were allowed to absorb was a lot of times because we was raised in certain areas that we got whoops in and whatnot. I got whoopings as well, but I didn't get too many towards the end. That's my mom. She gave me my last whooping. She ain't got that much for it coming out of that thing. But nonetheless, like I said, man, I feel like a lot of us men, we was kind of raised, especially in the South, in that same type of upbringing, just learning the ways to like, stay a man and what that looks like. I want to ask you, Bishop Boyce, like, Bishop Lord, just listening to Shamal, just kind of like, I'm pretty sure you heard plenty of stories like that in your profession. Kind of like, what does that look like to you? And then kind of, how do you somewhat remedy that or get to a point to where you start remedying that?
What I do is mostly help them to feel comfortable talking about what they need to talk about. I try to create an environment there is no judgment. A lot of times we keep things inside because we're afraid of what others may say. The story that Mr. Carter told is not uncommon. It happens more than you think, and we are trained to leave it inside. Don't tell anybody because we'll be perceived as weak or vulnerable. Because when you're vulnerable, then you open yourself up to all types of criticism, which will make the situation worse.
Most definitely. And that's solid advice, solid like perspective when it comes down to that. Just having the opportunity to just open up this vulnerability. And I hope that's, like I said, what we're doing tonight, that we can be able to open up those blinds a little bit and let people in to what's kind of like what that real light is inside us so we can reflect that light back outward. Laganzi, like I said, part one, you were, on fire and you were very like open with everything you're doing. Being able to come across people as you do so much all the time in your line of work. Like whenever you meet those people, are you one of those ones to kind of like openly tell your story no matter who it is, where it's at, when, or have it got to a point?
Well, I actually always have. That's just been me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I tell people I'm an emotional guy. I'm an empath. I'm also introverted. And that often rubbed people on the wrong way. People didn't know how to take me because I was so expressive of my feelings, whereas people are used to not doing it. So people were looking at me like I was wrong. I mean, more recently as last week, I've started a new series on my page. It's called My Therapist Told Me. So
yeah,
every morning I got to say something I like about myself. Every evening I have to post something positive I did. Well, basically somebody I guess took issue to that, and it was relayed to other people like, hey, I don't think he should be doing that, the way that he's expressing himself, the way that he's grieving the loss of Quabila. And, my first reaction was, I wanted to tell them where they could go, but...
Definitely.
Let me tell them.
Definitely.
But as I said on my post, I thought about what I said at Quabila's memorial about opportunity. And I said at the end, I said, she's now giving us the opportunity to be intentional. So I'm going to take this opportunity to flip this on its head. So
I thought you were gonna say flip the bird like my man.
I got
Take
you,
this
dog.
opportunity.
See, I'm too little for that. See, when you're 6'3", 350, you can do that. I feel somebody bird, they can like, who is you?
I'm a gentle giant, man. Cut it out.
Well, you're a gentle giant. I'm a gentle dwarf. So I flipped it. So I looked at some stats on black men and mental health. Found me a nice little graphic I stole. and posted it. And I just simply said, I'm going to continue to do this. And if it helps one person, I'm going to speak loud. I've spent my whole life silencing my voice. Silence my voice because I worry about what this person may say. Silence my voice because, well, somebody may stop donating or sponsoring. Says, by the way, big shout out to CRDC, huge sponsor. In fact, I hope in Shamala tells the story of how Kubila changed his life because it's a very powerful testimony. Yeah, I put you out there like that.
You did.
He ain't got no hesitate putting him on the spot.
But yeah, I've always just been expressive, but I'm glad now that it's changing with you doing the show on KLK, us having this forum. You're seeing more and more men speak out with the post that Shamal made. So I think leading by example, showing, okay, you can be a black man who is known, who is in a prominent position in the community. You can express yourself, and then hopefully others will say, well, if he can do it, I can do it too. And I think that's how you break down those barriers one by one, because we in the black community, we have so many stigmas that we have to overcome. This is something I've been sharing lately. So my mom and dad had cancer at the same time. He passed away, she survived. My mom did not admit that she had cancer until the day I graduated college. So we're in my apartment, we're at the Convocation Center, and she literally, pulls me to the side and tells me, I kind of already long figured out, because she used to always get these bills from the Memphis Cancer Center. I said, Mom, why are we constantly getting these letters from the Memphis Cancer Center? Boy, be quiet. That's my... By the way, shout out to you. By the way, if your mom is still living, you are blessed. Word. Cherish her and enjoy it. But boy, go away. You don't know what you're talking about. So, but they did not even want to talk about cancer. That was off limits. That was taboo. So you can only imagine what mental health is. So again, we just have to be the examples, and we have to take it day by day.
Yeah, why do you think that is? Like now that you say that, not talking about cancer, mental health, whatever the case may be, why as black people, why don't we talk about nothing?
Well, I can say my family from Mississippi.
The crib, that's where I'm from.
Mississippi.
I was born there.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Hey.
And so I was raised in my early childhood by my grandmother and my great-grandmother. And they had this firm belief is what happens in our house stays in our house. And so that goes without saying. Like my grandfather, he was sick. He was spitting up blood. And we was like, what's wrong with Papa? And they're like, oh, it ain't nothing. He's just low calcium. Low calcium. Spitting up blood with low calcium.
He got a little cancer, don't worry about it.
And later we find out, what it is, as a grown man, because it becomes hereditary, so you kind of trace your heritage, and you're kind of like, when my great-grandmother passed away, we was like, Grandma, did Papa? And she said, yeah, that's what it was. Like now you're going to tell us like you could have told us 20 years ago, but it's one of those things that, what's behind those doors is behind those doors. You don't go tell nobody. I got a whooping one time, y'all.
Flashback.
It was. So when we were younger, and I'm not going to tell my age, when we were younger, it was called scan. And so I told my grandma I was going to call scan.
What? Wait a minute, baby.
I'm
not old enough. You said, Shay, you
Hold
know
on.
what that is.
So you don't know what scan is?
No, I don't know what scan is.
Okay, so that's kind of like child protective services.
Oh, no, I ain't heard that.
Yeah. So they called it, back in the day, they called it scan.
Oh, okay.
And so I told my grandma, I'm going to call scan.
Oh, well, you
And now she said some words that I'm not going to. Matter of fact, Bishop Lloyd knows my grandparents. He knows my Aunt Mabel and my grandma Earlene. And I told her I was going to call scan.
Wow.
Bishop Lloyd so distinguished, man.
He said, wow.
Like, I was saying. Straighten up.
But I told her I was going to call scan. And then the next thing you know, I woke up. And I was just like,
It was two hits. She hit him, he hit the floor.
I'm up looking like, Jesus, is that you? She said, what they say when you called him? I said, I ain't call him, Grandma. But it goes without saying, man, what happened behind these doors stays behind these doors. It's not an open discussion. If you go to get treatment, Grandma took Papa to get treatment, you come back to the house, You go to church like ain't nothing happened. You go to the grocery store, and then when they die, they say, "Well, how he died?" Well, he had cancer. What? He had cancer? Well, we ain't never know. He ain't look like it. Well, you weren't supposed to.
And I definitely want to bring Bishop Lloyd into this. So I always invite him to these spaces because he is in the unique position of pastoring a church and owning his own mental health business. So basically, he is to intersect both. So I'm always wanting to get his insight on things like this.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I know, like, for us, like with mental health, especially like you said, when it being a pastor, a lot of times people kind of don't want to mix religion and then, like, when it comes to like mental health, like, how do you find that balance? Because I know at the end of the day, you're still gonna be who you are and everything. So, like, how do you find that balance in those people who kind of like don't want to hear the religious talk, or they're like, they don't want to hear it, but that might be what it is, type of deal. Like, how you?
I gotta lean forward for this one.
Just meet them where they are. Don't try to convince them of anything. Just let them talk. And a lot of times that's therapy in itself, just listening, because a lot of times we don't listen. We prejudge, we come up with our own expectations, we come up with our own judgment against someone, and they can't live up to it. So just allow them to talk and say who they are and where they are.
I love it. Man, a short word, but they.
I was like, he's so
effective.
wise.
He's so like.
He ain't said much, but he like to hit it on the head every time. I'm like,
He got that whole Yoda vibe going on over. I
You
love
got
it.
to have that balance.
That's what I said. Word. Most definitely, man. But we off to the good start, man. This is going to be a good little moment to take a quick little break. But when we get back, we're going to jump back into it. But in the meantime, between time, y'all make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe, share. Everybody in this room, if y'all haven't done it already, make sure you go share the feed. And if you're watching, go share the feed and comment. Because without y'all, we can't touch the masses. But in the meantime, between time, y'all know what it is. We'll be back in just a second. Moody was here.
Yo, we back in the building once again, man. Y'all know what it is. The boy Moody was here, man. Shout out to Z back there imitating me. Man, we back in the building, man. We got a great panel, great discussion going on right now, man. I really don't have to do too much. This makes my job easy. You know, when we got great guests up here doing all the talking, all I got to do is kind of be smiling, just show off the merch that we got. The Are You Happy Today t-shirts. Going to be available soon, so make sure y'all grab those. Look how I do with that pub right there. Pretty good. I gotta get my pub game up like Legan. He can pub anything at any moment, any time, no matter what it is. He can just.
Are you happy?
That's it. That's it.
You want me to hit you with the D-Generation X style?
We gonna do that. Might be too much for the day. We already got the bird flip off here. We bring in the DX sign.
I wasn't gonna do the chop. I wouldn't be that extra with it.
No, okay. Well, most definitely, man. Like I said, I do appreciate you guys coming up here, man. But let's just go ahead and dive back in it once again. As black men, we are here, like you said, expected to be a certain level of masculinity, and not even just taking out masculinity out the equation. As a man in the community, we do still have our sister counterparts out there. And like I said, regardless of the case may be, we are still expected as men to support them in all different types of ways. Being men, in what ways and what aspects do you feel like we can and continue to support our women out there that are more open and sharing about their mental health than we are?
Be the example and communicate.
But even still, I'm gonna catch you on that. I'm gonna make a little tougher call. Even as still being an example, with us being hiding our feelings so much, are we really being an example? Are we?
Well, not if you're hiding them.
Okay, I see what you. Okay, I was just making sure. I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Well, show a positive example. You know, they said men are expected to lead in the household. Well, that lead is by communicating your feelings, wants, and desires. Saying, "Hey, I'm having a bad day." And of course, one thing that I learned when, of course, dealing with women is, ask, do you want the solution or do you want to be comforted? And of course, they'll take away a lot of arguments when you do that.
I don't know about taking away a lot of arguments, but
I said a lot. I didn't say all.
I'm gonna call you. You know some stuff, don't you?
That's what they gotta tell you, man. They wise up here. We got the wise men up here for sure. And that's something that's big. Like I said, that's something I feel like, like you said, though we got an all male panel up here tonight, we do have those opportunities in our life that whether it's another man, another black man, or just a man, period, just taking it out, race out the question, or like I said, another woman, just having those things that they are still encountering each and every day as black women.
Now, I do want to say this when you finish.
Yeah, go for it. No, go ahead, jump in. I don't care.
Now, one thing I do admire about our black women, they support each other. Like they will form a support group. They will be like, "Girl, I got your back."
Sister circle.
I love you, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't mess around and cross one. You gonna
cross one, cross all.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the pack of killer bees. They just gonna all swarm you and attack you. But we don't see that as much among we. So I think that's another reason why it's important for us to have spaces, because our women have already figured out. Yes, they all have their unique challenges that themselves face, but they, compared to us, have made much greater strides with coming together to address their issues. And I gotta just shout out one particular example. I think of Shanquetta Cunningham. She has started so many different women's support groups, the Over a Cup, the Elite program. Because she saw a need. She said, hey, I don't see this space where. At first, she was doing a nonprofit where black nonprofits come together to start the Over a Cup, because I'm going to these networking events. I don't see people that look like me. And then she's okay. I don't see too many black women business owners that look like me. So I'm going to create this space. But again, you see that more from our sisters than you do from us.
What do you feel like is that's keeping us from doing it? Because I really do agree with you. That's something I say all the time, just amongst my friends. Just like I feel like women, they stick together. No matter whatever the case may be, they gonna stick together in front of everybody else. They, behind closed doors, they might have some differences, but in front of each other, they gonna stick together and they're gonna come off as their way. Like I said, they'll build those communities and they'll build those alliances, and they really take it very, very seriously. And I feel like a lot, and that hurts, not gonna say hurt them, but it has some trade-off to it, because like I said, whenever they're portrayed
they really feel that betrayal because they really put themselves in those positions to be vulnerable, especially within their circle. So, but as men, we kind of just, you know, I feel like we kind of like toe it a little bit, toe the line sometimes.
Men are bred to be competitive.
Divide and conquer.
Like, you know, like I said, I played football, played on the collegiate level, and as an athlete, he played the same position I played. Instead of me giving him a hand, saying, "Hey man, don't block like this, do it like this," I'm not gonna help him because if I help him, what's gonna happen? He's gonna take my position.
That's right.
So instead of him taking my position, whether it be my wife, whether it be my job, whatever it is, even my place in the community, I'm not gonna give him a hand up. Whereas in women, they're bred to help each other because they were the ones while we were out working. Well, girl, you didn't have time to cook. I cook extra. Here you go. Or you didn't have time to do this. I washed your clothes, girl. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So when they are portrayed, yes, you know, it's like, I can't believe you. Give me your tracks. Like,
Not the tracks.
I want all 27 of them. But seriously, it's a competition thing.
No,
you know.
most
So and men don't, you know, no matter how hard we try to tear down that barrier, others, I got to be careful. Others will continue to instill that in us, and it goes all the way back to Mandingo fighters. You have to fight into the death.
I'm with that.
So in today's society, fighting into the death is you're the CEO. I don't even have aspirations to start a radio station, but because I see you doing good and getting money, I know more people than you know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go open my own radio station. I'm gonna put it across the street from you. And then when I steal your sponsors and you go under, then what's gonna have to happen? You're gonna have to come work for me, and all the ideas that you had, they gotta come to me now.
Right. No, most definitely. It's definitely one of those things, like you said, that competitive nature. But, you know, I know one thing. A wise man once told me that you don't have to put out somebody else's light in order for you
Let
to
yours
shine.
shine.
That's right.
Wonder who came up with that.
And that's true, like I said, but you know, that is the mentality. That competitive nature really takes over into a certain aspects to where it becomes so toxic within our own group, you know. Even what you're saying, keeping up with the football thing, even though we've already been taught that teamwork makes everything, like builds everything, we still somehow find a way to continue to separate ourselves, you know. It's like,
I don't know, defense wins championships. I don't really know about the rest.
yeah, I mean, I'm a defensive guy too, you know what I'm saying? Shout out A-State, 08-10, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know. But, you know, it's not about me. Ain't nobody come to see Otis. I know everybody come down. You know, we're not going to talk about me no more. You know?
But I'm waiting on the comedy routine now.
Listen, I got the comedy routine.
I've been telling
together.
folks about it too.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I got this comedy routine in my head. I got my mom here. I got the bishop here. I'm like, I was like, I said, man, I went back.
Might have to hit it with some gospel comedy.
On the break, I said, God, if you don't want me to tell these jokes, you better let me know now. Because I was like, I can't think of nothing else on the fly. I was like, so with that being said, people who watching, if you stick around for the comedy side, just send the kids to bed maybe. I'm going to try to make it as clean as possible. You know, we getting ahead of ourselves. Don't worry about that right now. Look at Bishop. You're like,
Bishop did say, disclaimer. Meet people. So he gonna meet you where you are tonight.
That's right.
He gonna meet you where you at. He's not gonna judge you.
He came as the
pray for you,
therapist tonight anyway.
But that's about it.
Yeah,
He
word.
came as the therapist. He ain't the bishop right now.
Word.
I'm just messing
I'm sorry,
with you, man. He the bishop all the time.
That's
man.
just
Let me
what I'm
stop
used
that.
to calling him. So it's kind of just stuck in my
You
head.
already got me. I'm putting him as a therapist in my head tonight. I'm already getting the psychological format going on. What was that, man, guys? Oh, but now I about lost my train of thought with that. But I'm glad that we are like in a space to, like I said, where we are at least deciding that we're gonna, like, you know, we've identified the problem. We know what the problem is. And there's a lot of times it's the hard time. We kind of turn our eye away from the problem and we don't just look at it and tell it what it is and keep it in a bug. But I'm glad that we are in the space now. And like I said, do I see progress that we're looking at it straight in the eye. Being able to look at mental health straight in the eye. Being able to look at mental health as a black man straight in the eye. What are we going to say to the people that we encounter moving forward? Because at this point, everybody's going to see y'all. They see y'all now, and they're going to see y'all tomorrow. It's going to be different. And the next day after that. And trust me, since I've been doing this podcast, my inbox, my interaction with people are completely different now. Like, everybody comes to me about a lot of things. There's not a lot of things I haven't heard or haven't had certain conversations with. A lot of people are going to be open to you guys more for being on the front lines today. So with that being said, now y'all have an obligation, if y'all didn't already have an obligation, to continue to push forward and be those men in mental health. So with that being said, what does tomorrow look like for y'all?
I'll let the bishop start this one.
I was just gonna say, Bishop, you go first.
I'll be smooth.
Well, what I've been trying to do ever since I've been in the mental health field is try to take the stigma off of mental health. A lot of times we hear of someone having cancer or having diabetes or heart condition, and our heart goes out to them, and we want to know what we can do to help. But if somebody tells you that they're suffering with depression or anxiety or schizophrenia or bipolar, they're considered crazy, and you treat them a certain way. And I think that, especially in the black community, and I think once we're educated, once we understand that mental health is just like physical health, it has to be taken care of. And a lot of times when we think about mental health, we do think about the schizophrenics or the bipolar, but it may be something, anxiety, depression, and it's the subtle things. It's not someone what you would consider acting a fool, but they become withdrawn. They're not talking as much as they were. They're not keeping themselves up. You need to check on people and make sure that they're okay.
I'm with it. Laganza, what you
So
got?
I'm going to go in a slightly different direction because when you ask what tomorrow is like, I've already been having conversations. Like I said, I've been open about my mental health since I was 13 years old when I got depressed for the first time. But what tomorrow look like is something I'm working on. I'm working on boundaries because being an empath, sometimes when you run across someone with depression, you take on so much of it that you lose yourself in the process, especially if that person just absolutely refuses to listen to anything that you have to say or refuses to get help. And, because you've been in that situation, because like with me, whenever I would get depressed, the worst thing that would happen to me would be nobody would want to listen, no one would care. That would just make it worse. So I said, I would never be that person. But by doing that, then when someone did come along, and they weren't listening, then I'm internalizing it, and so I'm feeling worse. So what tomorrow looks like for me is still help people, still be there for people, make myself available, but having them boundaries in place. If you just absolutely refuse, I said, well, I'm sorry, I don't have anything else for you, but if you need me, I'm still here. So by doing that, I'm still offering myself to be a resource, but, if it's just too much, then protecting myself, because if you don't protect your own mental health, you'll end up going under.
Gentle Giant.
So y'all gonna look at me. To be honest with you, Laganzi was the first person to reach out to me because I just recently openly let everybody know that I suffer from a major depressive disorder. What it looks like when someone comes to me is don't lose yourself. I lost myself a long time ago in my first divorce. And it's been hard to rebound back from that. It's been hard to love anybody since then. I've been selfish. When you have daughters, you have to learn how to love unconditionally. And my oldest daughter's 15. And so I felt like, I was mad at myself because years I felt like I didn't love her the right way. So when I tell people, look, don't lose yourself. It's hard enough every day. And there's a black man or a black woman, you deal with things daily that you don't tell people about.
Most definitely. And that's something big, man. Y'all make some noise from him for being opening up about that, man. That's a big thing. That's a major milestone in your life, man. Like, don't take that for granted. Don't, really be proud of yourself about that. Like, really let that set in. And that's one of the things, like you said, Laganzi's been doing daily, just giving himself and showing himself the affirmation. Man, that's something big. Continue to, applaud yourself for doing that, because that's something major.
I gotta give him a special shout out. So when I put out this call for a panelist, he was the first person to say, I'm in. We still haven't told that story yet, though.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell the story.
So back in 2016, you just wanted to wrap it up.
I know.
My bad. But back in 2016, I worked in mental health for probably about 10 years before going over to be a program manager at CRDC. Back in 2016, Corbila was doing a community conversation, and she reached out to me. I have been a big advocate in the school systems for IEPs and so on and so forth. And so she said, well, I don't think a lot of black people know what, IEPs are. So I said, okay, I'll come on the show. So I came on the show, and she inspired me. I wrote my first book. I talked about being molested, talked about being beat, talked about a lot of stuff that happened in my past. But while I was writing this book, Q was the person in my ears just kind of like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, they can't hurt you now. As big as I am, the person who did what they did to me, they're still alive. And I still have to see them. And I used to cringe. I used to be like, I can't go there. And somebody asked me one day, they said, man, do you see how big you are? And you scared to, go in the room with them? And I said, you don't understand. When I go in the room with them, I go back to that 7-year-old little boy again. Q, man, she encouraged me in so many ways. So I wrote the book, and she brought me back on the show. And then I had so many people who reach out to me, and they bashed me because at the time I wasn't clinically diagnosed. But I talked about, I self-diagnosed. Leave me alone.
Word.
I read the DSM.
We all got
And so
degrees.
she really encouraged me, and KLEK really pushed me into the light that I'm in now. Back then I started on the show. I went from being on KLEK to KAIT to now I serve on the CASA board, Court Appointed Special Advocates for Foster Children. I'm the NAACP president here in Craighead County. I serve on the executive committee for the NAACP out of the state level. I'm a program manager here at CRDC here in Jonesboro. I'm an activist. I'm working on my second book. I'm doing so much more now. And in the midst of all of this, I've been divorced, so it's kind of like, my life keeps restarting. It keeps restarting, and I'm not pushing the restart button no more. When I get married again, it's till death do us part.
I'm with it, man. Most definitely. Man, that's definitely the story, man. You definitely got a strong story. You definitely got so many talents. Yeah, make some noise. Don't be shy with them hand claps.
I
We love
appreciate it.
applause.
Appreciate it.
Y'all don't be shy either with them hand claps and laughs when I get up here either. Tell you, don't be nigga, but that's what's up, though,
What
man.
are tomatoes?
No, what'd you say?
I'm playing.
What I didn't say. Don't look at- So this is y'all open that radio shop across the street from me now. And they ganged up on me. Well, it's definitely. Now, before we had Cat over here, I got in the group chat. I told him I needed one guy to be the person to step out and give out the monologue, give out the battle call. Because every 40 seconds, someone commits suicide globally. Every 40 seconds, and it happens every day, around the clock, 40 seconds, no matter what. So I want one of you guys, I don't know who y'all end up electing to be who it should be, to give me that 40 seconds.
Bishop
If you look in that camera and tell whoever needs to hear this to save them in this 40-second span.
Bishop Lord.
The Yoda.
Talk to somebody. If you go to someone the first time and they don't listen, go to somebody else and keep going until you find someone that will listen. You are important to somebody. Find them.
Simple and sweet, as usual. I love it, man. Y'all make some noise for that, man. Man, it's been a great night, man. Like I said, we're going to have to maybe get another part 3 going on at some point, man. Shamar came up here and did his thing, so many more questions.
Shamar was the star of the show tonight.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
man. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Like,
No, you really were, seriously.
like, serious for real though, man. So we're gonna take another break, and when we come up, I guess I'm gonna do these jokes that I got in my back pocket.
Bishop
and we
finna
gonna
go then, huh?
Now I said, if anybody want to leave right now, they can. But we're gonna be back after this break, man. Like I said, if y'all ain't did it the first time, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell somebody, tell your mama, your brother, your sister, tell that little boy you flipped off the date, whoever that may be. Tell them all. Tell them all, and let everybody know in between time, Moody was here. We'll be back here in just a second. Yo, 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 yo. Y'all know what it is, man. We back up in the building, man. My bad. Oh, my bad, DJ King Vic. You
Right. All right, so we back in the building, man. Y'all already know what it is. No, but we back with the podcast. Moody was here, so we got us a special guest. He ain't no guest, but he's the host of this show. And what we're about to do, we're about to let him come up here and debut to you guys. He already debuted to me, but this is his debut to the world. He's now a new comedian. So y'all give it up for the comedian Walt Moody.
Hey. Big didn't give me no intro music like he normally do, so I'm not gonna complain though. Mama done already messed up the shows. Mama, turn your phone off. Turn your phone off, Mama. This is live. God, dog. Just the same thing Big did the first time I was on stage. Man, I guess I'm gonna ask y'all like I normally ask everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah, all right, for sure. Crowd participation. That's what we need to do. Till got me on. You got my good side. She already. It's easy laugh right here. Yo, like I said, man, my name is Moody. If y'all hadn't already caught that by the last hour, I've been standing up here and sitting down. I don't know what y'all gonna do now, but my name is Moody. I'll make sure I slow up my voice a little bit. I'm in my home, so I should be a little bit more relaxed and not speak so fast. But I do have a little bit of time that I want to spend with you guys, and since I do have all the time in the world, since I don't believe it exists, I'm going to take my time a little bit, all right? You feel me? Like I said, man, we do all still, whether we believe in time or don't believe in time, we have an obligation to it. And a lot of times when I've done these stand-ups, they have like 3 to 5 minutes that you're able to get up there and do your thing. And honestly, 3 to 5 minutes ain't enough time for me to get anything done, especially if I'm trying to make somebody satisfied. Ain't that right, baby? 3 to 5 minutes ain't too much time. I could do anything, but I'm gonna get up here and try to. So I get to stretch this time out a little bit more than I wanted to. Tonight, I'm gonna get a little bit deep. And trust me, I don't normally say that because it really comes with unrealistic expectations most of the time. My boys and I know what I'm talking about. How many times have we been having the best time of our life, getting it in with our lady, and she'll look at you and say some dumb stuff like you until you go deeper. Like I'm just carrying around extra inches in my back pocket as you. Like I'm just like waiting for that right moment for her to look at me and say, you know what? Let me reach into my utility belt right now. So unrealistic. But yet every time, the thing is, every time that she asks, we do the stupid thing, we sit up there and try. And we try for whatever reason, like we really do got some extra room. I could be hitting every wall and still somehow she expect there's more square footage for me to go to. I mean, I don't get it. But we try, and we end up doing stupid stuff. And I hate that my mom's here. Mom, close your eye because I got to give her an example. Because we all do the same move. It's that little stupid downward dog thing that we do. Like we can be like, go deeper, and then we stretch it out as much as we can. As much as we got. Every vein in my body just popping, facing everything. And we try. We try to go deeper each time, regardless, even though I know that I ain't got another inch to give you, but I'm going to keep trying. And tonight, I'm going to try to go a little bit deeper. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Just, bumping guts, sex. Z, close your ears. This fucking, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about the good kind. Like when your stomach rub together and make that little fart noise. That's how you know you really get it in. That little milky sweat get up in there, and you just, and you just like number stomach farts the whole way. But I'm gonna keep trying to get deeper, yo. I'm gonna keep trying to get deeper. Speaking about fucking, y'all know who else got fucked? Tyree Nichols. Transition game was strong right there, wasn't it? Tyree Nichols got fucked, yo. And that was something that we were not ready for. My mom, like I said, she's here in the building. She was the one that hit me up. She's like, Dio, she's like, don't go to Memphis tonight. They're about to get ready to release the video of the man that got killed by the police. Stay at home. It's dangerous in Memphis. I said, when is it not dangerous in Memphis, Mama? Yeah, but I guess you want me to stay home. I'll stay home, but I might still go get some wings. And she told me, I was like, all right, well, I haven't heard about this, so let me kind of see what's going on with it real quick. So I get on the article. I do my little Google search, black man killed by police, first thing that comes up, of course. And honestly, it was one of those things that I wasn't expecting.
No, I'm pretty not the only one who was thinking the same thing when I first saw that. Black man killed by 5 black policemen. I said, surely, got to be some white niggas. Got to be the white man. And to my surprise, it wasn't the white man. And not only was it not the white man, they were all black. My girl, she was asking me, I said, baby, I said, they black. She's like, how many? I said, all of them. She's like, when you say all of them, and I turned to LeBron James, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 niggas killed this black man, yo. And surely enough, it was a spectacle. One of the craziest things about the whole situation was the way they kind of like led up to the video release. They made it seem like it was a music video countdown or something like that. It was like some kind of eerie weird about it, just how they build up the anticipation. They'll be on Channel 5. Tonight on Channel 5, we do have the countdown going on for the Tyree Nichols video that should be showing soon with the police brutally beating the black man to death. But tune in at 5 o'clock. And sure enough, they were just building the hype up around it. And I just couldn't get like why they were making it so big. I mean, they were really thinking about fucking. They were really making it seem like it was about to be like some type of celebrity sex tape was about to drop, the way they was building up the anticipation for it. And honestly, if I'm being honest, kind of was like that. Because some of us watched it, and some of us didn't watch it. But at the end of the day, we knew in that video that this nigga was going to get fucked. And sure enough, he did. Sure enough, he did. 5 black policemen. 5 black policemen killed 1 black man. 5 niggas killed 1 black man, if I'm going to keep it buck. It's one of those things that I couldn't even really like fathom at the moment, because it's one of those things that he, I guess, had a routine traffic stop is what it came to. Routine traffic stop. And honestly, I don't even know why I'm using air quotes, because at this point, it pretty much is routine, if we're going to keep it a buck. But a routine traffic stop comes out, and it eventually leads to him fleeing on foot. And that's when they caught up to him, and like I said, they took time beating him. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. If 5 niggas got behind me, I'm probably going to run too, but that's another story. But they got up to him, and they beat him. They beat him. They beat him. They took turns beating him each and every time, each one of them. And it's one of those things, they killed him on one day, and he died 3 days later. They killed him one day, and he died 3 days later. That's something that we can't continue to just turn a blind eye to. And it's one of the crazy things is that somehow, no matter what we keep doing, it's like we keep giving people content. That's one thing about black people. We're good about giving people content. That's the thing I started looking at the news. We just give them more content, more things to kind of make they life better, really. Because the black man is entertaining. The nigga is entertaining. Y'all can count on that. I guarantee you right now that there's some white comedian standing up on stage just like me. He got his mic in his hand. He's probably just strutting off across stage right now. And he got this joke he had told his wife the night before, and he's going ready to let it out. He looked at everybody in that stand, and he done probably said something like, honey, what do Tyree Nichols and the basketball have in common? They all got 5 niggas behind them. And then somewhere they just laughing their ass off. I'm talking about they just slapping their knees and everything like that. The whole club just going crazy. And all of a sudden, here we are, back at it again, giving people more content, more material. Because it hurts different, don't it? Ain't funny to us. It'd be all right sometimes, it felt different this time. We're used to the white police killing us, but 5 black police kill you. It hit us different. It was a family job. We call that an inside job. I said I was going to try to go deeper, and this is me trying to go deeper. I'd have been in march, I'd have protest, I'd have been political. I done said everything I need to say in the best kind of way. Now I'm up here making jokes about it, hoping that this somehow sparks something in our brains do whatever we got to do to turn this leaf. Because I'm at a point that I got no more inches to give. Not now. I don't got no inches. But God damn it, I'm going to sit up here and try. I'm going to find a way to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, even though I know I got no more depth to go. So tonight, I want everybody that's looking at me, that's checking this stream out, this is our opportunity to keep moving forward, to keep doing what we got to do in this cause in order to not give anybody no material. This is our month. This is the month that we're going to be proud of. This is the month that we're going to continue to be proud of beyond this month and for the rest of this days. And when everybody who's listening to me right now, whoever can hear my voice, when you ain't got another inch, stretch it out. Strain a little bit. Do what you got to do, because we're going to need every little inch, every centimeter we can to keep moving forward. I know I might not make y'all laugh. My mama, she laughs. She's so generous. But I hope I made y'all continue to empower and push forward what we need to do. My name is Walter D. Moody, and in the meantime, in between time, Moody was here.